Shalom. Just want to go into the book of Revelation about this earthquake. It just happened over there in California. And they're going to keep happening over there. But this one, what they would call a official earthquake, like with the plates grinding and stuff, and an earthquake being caused. This was something dealing with a nuclear test. And I was just watching this video because I see other Archeon, they posted videos and stuff about it too. And on this video, this guy, Dabu, bring out, he got this little graph right here. It shows an earthquake in April 4th, 1995. And they give off, the readings of it, how strong it was. And then a nuclear test, May 11, 1998, the reading of it is damn near similar. And that's what they do too, because they have, instead of testing it on land, because you got a lot of open space underground and stuff like that, caves and tunnels and different stuff. So they don't test it up in the atmosphere and on land, so enemies can see how much destruction they do or whatever. Because they used to test them out in deserts and different stuff like that. They'll test them out in the ocean. That's why sometimes you have them rogue waves, which are caused by that. The plates grinding also. And they will test them in the atmosphere, which will cause a lot of weather stuff. So they try to be slick and test it underground, thinking it really won't affect nothing. But that's what you get, no earthquakes. And I'm going to go back and let this play real quick. Let you listen to what he's saying here.
And I want to look at a few things here real quick and compare some stuff. I got to give a shout out to everyone out there that sends info in my way. This is important stuff. You got to pay attention to what's happening and what's going on sometimes here. This is all sitting on a military testing ring.
See? This ain't no coincidence, man. All this shit happened for a reason. Now, you read the book of Revelations. It's 11 and 13. It says, and see, when they actually do shoot these missiles off, this whole area, this whole damn country getting wiped the fuck out, basically. That's what's going to happen. And the only way people are going to escape is if they be part of that remnant that the Lord, chose to escape all this stuff. And it says in the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 12, it says, and the witnesses heard a loud voice from heaven saying, come up here. Or come up hither, because they got different translations or whatever. And it says, and they went up to heaven in a cloud as the enemies watched them. Now, when they're talking about this cloud is not no actual cloud. You go outside, you see a big rain cloud sitting for them. No, that ain't what it's talking about. It's talking about the chariots. The UFOs that the government been monitoring, that's what the angels flying. That's what the elect getting picked up in. And I was going to say this other video I was going to make for later, but since I'm talking about the cloud, I'm going to go into full detail. I say this article. And it was talking about the book of Ezekiel. And I want to break down some stuff in the book of Acts too. But anyway, I'm going to read on a little bit more. It says in Revelation chapter 11, verse 13, it says, in that hour there was a great earthquake, and a tenth of the city collapsed. 7,000 were killed in a quake, and the rest were terrified and gave glory to Yahweh of heaven. They say the second woe is past. Behold, the third woe is coming. It says shortly, but that's the other one. It really says the third woe coming quickly. And let me get my book and read it out of the book instead of reading it on here. Hold on, bear with me 1 minute. Yeah, it says the second woe is past. Behold, the third woe coming quickly. And it got precepts to go with it too. You read in the 16 and 19 in the book of Revelation. Go to it real quick. Now I'm going to start at verse 15, just for edification. It says, let me see where I actually really started. Alright, yeah, this one I'm starting at verse 15 in chapter 16 in the book of Revelation. And at the top, we talk about the earth shaking. And the reason why it's going to be shook, because once these missiles drop, they're really going to cause earthquakes, because they're going to be shaking up the crust. Volcanoes and shit going to be going off. There's going to be all type of stuff. Ocean's going to be moved. And it says, verse 15, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. So, with all this stuff going on right now, you should be watching and paying attention to what's really going on. Because it's serious shit. Them niggas testing missiles and shit underground. They ain't worrying about the civilians. Because they got bunkers and space stations and shit they can go hide out in. underwater cities they can go just chill out in, like Aquaman and shit. And when stuff get clear, supposedly they gonna reemerge. But that's when they gonna run into the Saints. Well, I'm gonna keep reading on. It says, let's see, walk naked, and they see his shame. And it ain't talking about clothing wise. It's talking about spiritually. You actually paying attention, so you won't be ashamed because you'll know like what's going on. But if you're not paying attention, you're gonna be ashamed. You'll be like, dang, I heard somebody talking about this. I wasn't even paying no attention. And you're gonna be ashamed because you should have been paying damn attention. Now, verse 16 it says, and he gathered them together in a place called in the Hebrew tongue, which is key because a lot of people still stuck on this English stuff. This book was translated over time into English, but from the Hebrew, which says called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. And it says, and the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne saying, it is done. And you read in verse 18, it says, and there were voices and thunders and lightnings. There was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake, and so great. And the great city was divided into three parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came into remembrance before Yahweh, to give unto her the cup of wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fled away, because that's what these earthquakes, that's what's going to happen when these missiles drop, when these earthquakes start going on. The water going to be shooken up and all that, so the islands that you normally see, you ain't going to be able to see no more. That's why I said it's going to be a new heaven and new earth, because certain stuff is going to be covered up, just like when they try to go look for Atlantis or Lumeria and all this different stuff like that. Certain stuff going to be covered up, so you ain't going to really know where it's at. It says, every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed Yahweh because of the plague of the hail, for the plagues thereof was exceeding great. And I'm going to read another precept too real quick and go into. Still in the book of Revelations, chapter 6, verse 12. And it says, and I beheld, when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. Because once this stuff pop off, when the smoke be in there, you ever see forest fires or whatever? I know down south they happen a lot because people try to be slick and set fires to get the property real cheap. But that's another story. But that smoke will cause it'll make the sun look dark, or it'll give it that reddish hue. And even if on the moon out or whatever, it'll give it that red looking color. It says, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it's rolled together. Now, what that's talking about, I'm gonna go to it for edification's sake, pull it up. When you see these nuclear fires go off, once the explosion happened, it looked like a scroll rolling. Go to it real quick. But people still want to say, oh, nukes ain't biblical. Hey, you can see when that day happens, you're going to see how biblical they are. See, this one they used to test them out in the desert, too. This was, 1955, but this was an atomic bomb test. Now, watch how this look like a scroll once it dropped. And this is from an atomic bomb. So you can only imagine what a nuke gonna do. You know, let that play real quick. You know, the Most High got to be pissed off on a high level, beyond pissed off can't even describe it. If he finna do this to this whole country, I won't say if, when he do this to this whole country. Let me read on some more. It says, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places, because that's how much, destruction gonna be caused and how much shaking is gonna be going on. It says, and the kings of the earth, and the great man, the rich man, and the chief captains, and the mighty man, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. Because that's where these devils, they gonna fucking hide out at. You got doomsday preppers, they got bunkers and shit. Got elites, they got bunkers. It's luxurious. I'm gonna pull some up too in a minute. Let me go to it since I just showed that. Let's see. Luxurious bunkers. Luxurious doomsday bunkers. There you go, right there. Pop up. And these devils got shit like this because they know what's coming, man.
From a zombie-proof house bunker in Poland, a nuclear missile silo in New York, and an $8 million bunker in a top-secret location, Modelo Productions is taking a look at 11 expensive billionaire bunkers only for the super rich.
Nah, but this stuff ain't biblical though. It clearly goes into that in the scripture. It says, and the kings of the earth, and the great man, and the rich man. Right here, these the rich man with these bunkers. It says, and the rich man, and the chief captains, and the mighty man, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. Here go the dens right here. The rocks in the mountains.
Before we jump into this video, remember to like and subscribe with the bell icon as we have hundreds of videos.
Alright, let me skip through it. I don't want to hear all that shit.
Nurses, Cold War 10.
I just want to bring this out for edification. This is what they got though. This is what they're going to be hiding out with. When all this shit popping out, they're going to be hiding out here. Nice ass shit too.
Vivos Europa 1 is the creation of Vivos C.
They say located in Rostock, Germany, which the fucking Amalekites be over there. That Steen name that goes back to them Amalekites.
Robert Vicino. Unlike Survival Condo USA, the $1.1 billion Vivos Europa 1 is a converted form of...
Just keep scrolling through just so you can get an imagery of what I'm reading.
For friends, family, and staff. Number 7, Vivos Point, South Dakota. Consisting of 757 private military bunkers affordably priced for your entire family, these secure bunkers are said to be 100 miles from any non-military nuclear targets.
I'm going to read on some more, and it says to the mountains and rocks fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Yeah, who's going to be able to stand except the elect? And you're going to have places around the earth that ain't going to get hit. They're going to see this. That's why it says, let me go to this other scripture. We read the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 17. It says, from 1 hour, so great riches has come to naught. So it's only going to take 1 hour. All this shit that's going on over here. You got people doing construction work and shit. So you'll think these construction workers have some sense and pay attention. Like, hold on, we building all this shit. This shit going to get destroyed. It says, for 1 hour, so great riches has come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. So that means all this destruction, it ain't gonna hit everywhere. They still gonna be able to see and see what's going on. Like, damn, what the hell? We was just ready to go send a shipment over there. Now the whole damn country wiped out. And it says, in verse 18, it says, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? Because they look at America as a whole, as a city. It's just divided up in the states. And let's see what else I'm reading too. Go into this some more. one minute. I'm about to go to the book of Amos. Because these devils just going to be hiding under the ground. It's Amos 9:11 too. It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. And when you go back into Amos 9:2, it said, though they dig into hell. So, but people would be talking about that hell doctrine. How you going to dig into hell if it's on fire?
Homes, classrooms,
That don't even make no sense, man.
a chapel, horse stables, and shooting ranges.
This is what it's talking about when they're talking about them digging into hell, digging in the ground.
Great place to watch electromagnetic and geomagnetic pulse protection.
And they got stuff like this under the water too. They ain't just under it ain't just up under mountains and shit like that. They got the little glass dome to cover up certain areas. They could go down there in their little subs. It's caves around the earth you can get to through submarine access. You can emerge in it on some damn Scooby-Doo shit. And it's stuff like this for real going on.
Through the Genesis pod system that allows communities to interconnect and help to build a small underground city, comparing them to something that could be one day used on Mars.
Reading to us some more while I'm showing this image. It says, though they dig into hell, thence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. Now, how the Most High gonna bring them down? With the saints. That's why he always made that song. Oh, when the saints go marching in, or how I like to be of that number. Hey, I want to be of that number so we can go grab these damn elites up. Because they going to be hiding out in these bunkers and doing all this little slick shit, think they finna come out. Oh, yeah, our plan is working. Because they orchestrating this stuff behind the scenes, too. But the Most High putting the spirit on them to orchestrate it. So they really think it's them, but it really ain't even them. That's the breakdown of it.
Looking to shell out a six-figure sum of money, then you can get your hands on some of the underground real estate located on an 8.3-acre parcel of land in Linz, New York. The complex boasts 3,000 square feet of space, has one bath and one bedroom, and is also connected.
This shit nicer than some of the houses on up above on the ground or whatever. Now we're reading on some more. It says, and though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and shall bite them. And that goes into them giant creatures that's down in the ocean. Like Leviathan. That's why they made the movie Godzilla recently. Because they know what's down there. They don't see it. They don't pick it up on sonar. Different times they show the little map with the radar, and there'll be a certain part of the ocean. It's like it's burning up or something. More than likely that was one of the Leviathan down there. It says, let's see what else I want to read into real quick before I close this out. Okay, yeah, I'm just ending off with this real quick. It says, jump back in Amos 9:11. It says, in that day, will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant, because it's going to be a remnant. These devils, they're going to be hiding out down here. That's going to be the remnant of them, because it's going to be a remnant of our people that escape from this, and it's going to be a remnant of these damn devils that hide out in these bunkers. Now it says, and the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord that doeth this. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and the treader of the grapes him that soweth the seed, and the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. And I will bring again the captivity of my people of Israel, and they shall build the waste cities and inhabit them. And they shall plant the vineyards and drink the wine thereof. And they shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them. And I will plant them upon their land, because we're not in our land. They over there fighting over our land right now. It says, and they shall no more be pulled out of their land, which I have given them, saith the Lord Yahweh. So, I just want to bring this out since I see this online and talk about this earthquake stuff. And them testing out the missiles, because I kind of had a feeling they was doing that anyway, but I just wanted to look further in detail. And the guy brought it out, man. He got the information. This right here by Ridgecrest I think it's called Manly Peak Wilderness Area, and Sir Les Lake, if I'm mistaken, I might be pronouncing it wrong because they got different names over there. And it says Kuyava Wilderness. All this area is a military base over there, and then it shows the seismograph. That's what it's called, of the nuclear test compared to an actual real earthquake. So hey, it don't take a rocket scientist to see what's going on. So Lord's willing, this was edifying. Call all Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Shalom.